This is Ready Set Reiki, a podcast about Reiki, universal energy life force. From the curious beginner to the seasoned master practitioner, we welcome all levels and all lineages. So, today you are fortunate enough as we are beginning our journey through this beautiful modality of Reiki to not only have one guide, you have two. So, I'm your first guide, Tracy Searight.
And I am your second guide, Millie Pampina.
And this is the excursion of Ready Set Reiki. So, this podcast today, our episode, involves someone who is very special to me. She is one of my students. So, she is Bergandy Hodges. She is a naturalist, intuitive, empath, and she is a level 2 Reiki practitioner, soon to be level 2 crystal Reiki practitioner, and she is the owner of B&D Natural Products LLC. She enjoys using Reiki as well as many other forms of this natural healing in her daily life with her family and within her business. Her goal is to use her positive and loving energy and gift abilities to help facilitate healing within many life forms as possible here on earth. After years of living an all natural lifestyle and gaining a ton of knowledge, she started her very own business. She formed her business around all natural healing and uses a wonderful gifts Mother Earth provides us to help facilitate this healing within others in need. She loves helping others and she's always available by text, call, message, or email with any questions. So, welcome, Bergandy. Welcome to Ready Set Reiki.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful. So, as we begin our journey in Ready Set Reiki, we tell our listeners, tell us a little bit about yourself. So, I know a bit about you. So, just share it with our listeners so they can get to know all about Bergandy.
Well, my name is Bergandy. I live in PA. I am 28. I have a husband and three small children. One dog I have left. I am a naturalist. I enjoy natural healing. I enjoy meditation. I enjoy Reiki. I enjoy crystals. I enjoy it all. Everything natural, my go-to. Absolutely love it. I've been into it since I was a little girl. I grew up with a vegetarian mom, a father who is big into Reiki. So it kind of just flowed naturally for me. And I'm so excited to be here to share, my knowledge, everything that I've learned along the way, and, just have a lot of fun.
Perfect. So, learning, growing, and expanding your business. But tell us, when did Reiki come into your life?
Reiki's been in my life, a part of my life since I was a child. Like I mentioned, I had parents who were into crystals, into Reiki, into spirituality, into meditation. But I really started pursuing Reiki as a career and like really big into my life as an adult. The more I was able to do my own research, really figure out things on my own, like not just take everybody else's word for it, just um, just learn my own path, my own way, not necessarily, I guess, following the path of another, if that makes sense. I just kind of
Sure.
trying to figure out what I like and what I don't like. And so far, there's not much for me that I don't like about it. I mean, there's nothing to not like. So,
For sure.
yeah.
It's great. So, as you are expanding your business and you are honing in on your craft, what are you finding that are some common misperceptions about your work or the work that you do?
Okay, I feel like many people fear what they don't understand, and they don't necessarily agree with how you do things because that's not how they taught or not how they, were brought up. And I feel like it's heavily tied to bad or evil or heavily religious or cultism or all these negative things. And in fact, if people actually really did their own research and took their own time to look into it, it's actually the complete opposite. It is very positive. It is very healing and loving and helpful. And that's what I always try to tell people, like, you can't take my word for it, research it. Everything is out there for you to research. If you don't understand something, please look it up, because trust me, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. And I think that is one of the things that I see all across the board. It's, oh, it's evil. It's, it's negative. It's the devil. It's all these things that, like I said, it's just not. It's just really not.
Right,
But
right.
I'd have to say that's the biggest one. I feel like the misconception, or the misconception that you have to cut off your arm and your leg to use healthy things or live healthily, which you really don't. I mean, so yeah, I'd have to say that's my biggest one. My biggest thing that I see out of everything is just fearing what people don't understand.
For sure. Yeah. And doing the research and taking the time
Yes.
for it. So people
Yes.
coming and just thinking it one way, that closed perception of
Mm-hmm.
it. So for sure.
Yes.
So, what is one wish that you had your younger self knew about your current profession? What do you wish you would have known about?
I wish I'd have known, like, how many, like, ups, downs, in betweens there are, like how many people are actually going to come to you with all of their problems and their issues and things, and that's not always a good thing. I feel like I wish I would have known how much I was going to be, I guess, relied on for help for other people's healing journeys and their
Right.
healing processes. But I feel like if I could tell myself one thing, is always trust your intuition. You always can't help and save everyone. Help and save as many people as you can that are willing to accept it, but don't kill yourself trying to help the ones that refuse to understand it or have an open mind for the healing and are in that positive space. Because I went wrong there. I've helped people to the point of exhaustion, and it's not always worth it. You kind of have to, I guess, learn to pick and choose your battles of who you want to help or able to help, and who is more qualified than you to say, hey, I can't handle this. Maybe you can take a crack at it. Maybe you have better luck with it. So definitely would say that. Definitely trust my intuition and just know that it's okay to have ups and downs in this line of work, and it's okay to have people come to you. You just really have to know when to step back and distance yourself, and
Mhm.
I guess cut ties with people.
Right. Especially because you said you were an empath as well. So
Yes,
being an
yes, I feel
empath,
everything. It's very overwhelming, especially if you take on people who are too heavily damaged, and then you're taking on all them problems on top of your own problems or life. It gets very overwhelming. So definitely you want to
right. And I
keep
liked how you said that you were humble enough to know when to step back and let
yes.
someone else come in, because
Mhm.
oftentimes the ego gets in the way
Yes.
and you want to do these things where maybe it's just too much to take on. So being able to step
Yes.
back and say, you know what, I may know this person to help
Mhm.
you in this situation, because we don't always know the answers, and it's a learning experience as well. So there are certain times that a situation will come up and I don't know the answer. So I reach out to my mentors, I reach out to other Reiki practitioners to see if they've had that experience or advice. And I've often referred people like, you know what, this is out of my realm of expertise, but I know someone who I can refer you to. So that's, wonderful that you said that as well. Just being humble and know, you know what, I am doing my best for this person. You're really truly looking out for them and what's best for
Yes.
them, instead of looking at, ooh, this is an opportunity. Ooh, this is money
Yes.
lost. So you're
Hmm.
really taking consideration of that potential client that you have. So what is something that everybody in this industry should stop doing?
I guess stop letting the mainstream media and the mainstream everything push us around and kind of make us seem like we're crazy, or we're like some off the wall people, like conspiracy theorists, like people. We're just like wacko buku crazy, because I can't tell you how many people I have that look at me that don't understand what I do, and they look at me like I'm insane, like I'm walking on water or something. It's just, I would say, just keep doing what we're doing, regardless of the way other people think and look at us, because we as a force are stronger than all the negative that is out there. And I feel like the more positive energy we put out and the more we just try to stick to what we intuitively know is good, I feel like we can still help a lot of people. I mean, yes, there's going to be the closed-minded people that are never going to change, granted, yes, but I feel like if we all just continue to come together and share the knowledge as a whole, I feel like we can make a big change, especially with the energy that's going on at the planet. You know, everybody's really waking up to the things that are going on. I just feel like none of us should give up. I feel like even if we're forced into a corner, you know, to the point of quitting, we should still never give up. You know, it's so many of these holistic practitioners and these people that are in our line of work just disappear, have things happen to them, or, you know, people come after them like in a negative way and try to paint them in a negative light for doing the good that they do. So I guess definitely stick to what you love doing, regardless of what anybody
Right.
says or thinks or does. And I feel like in the end, it'll all, you know, prevail. We'll all be on the positive end of everything when it's all said
Right,
and done.
right. And I mean, the bottom line is that Reiki, it's just about doing good. You want the
Yes.
highest good and those good intentions with that. So that's often a challenge, in this industry, that we find too, that this misconception that other people think of what it is, like, oh,
Mhm.
it's Japanese, so it should be this, and it's not
Yeah.
Christian, so it's not this way. But it really, when you look at it, it goes to that, what did Jesus do? If you are Christian, what did Jesus do? He laid hands on people, right? They were being of
Mhm.
service. So it's very similar with that intention of love. And that's what
Mhm.
Jesus was about, love. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that the industry is facing?
I feel like censorship is a big one. I feel like I not only have firsthand experience with me, but I've seen other people that are in this line of work just trying to get their business out. They're getting censored on multiple major social media platforms, to the point where it's getting labeled, like what we do is getting labeled or flagged for misinformation, which really you're not in this misinforming anybody because information is out there for everybody to access. But I definitely think it's the censorship and the misinformation. I feel like what we do as a whole is being attacked and it's being painted in a negative light. And I just feel like it's not going to change unless the people change that are supporting the censorship and supporting the negative aspects of it that they're trying to paint. I feel like things could be so much better if, people would just let people do what they want to do in life and not try to have some type of control over it. Like everybody's free to believe in what they want to believe in, and you can either help people or you cannot help people. I mean, the choice is completely yours, but I feel like the people that want to help, I feel like shouldn't be, you know, brought down. I feel like they shouldn't try to smother us from helping people. And I just hope 10 years from now, it's a lot different. I hope 10 years from now that they're still not trying to, just silence us and just not let us inform people. And I feel like information is a very powerful thing. And I feel like that's why they don't want people like us out there sharing and spreading the information and spreading the love, because the more awakened people that you have and the more positivity you have, the more loving the planet's going to be, and the more that positive things are going to happen instead of negative things. And I feel like the more people understand that, I feel like the better this place will become. So I'm hoping over the next 10
Right.
years, people just get it together and just, come together and love one another. I mean, we're all the same, the only thing is different is our ethnicities or, our body types and things like that. But in the end, we're all still the same. We're all the same. We're all light. We're all energy. So
Right.
I'd like to see, for the sake of my children, the planet get better over the next 10 years and just really
Right.
be a more loving space.
Right, right. And that's why that we need more people to do Reiki and give
Yes.
it to the world and sending all that love and light out. For sure. I also do yoga as well, and I find that there's censorship with that too, and promotion
Yes.
on social media. People are not getting the posts, and then you're having to be creative and work around it. And people say, "Well, I didn't see
Mhm.
that till 3 days after your event happened." So it's happening out
Yes.
there. Yeah. And also, William Rand, has people that specifically work on watching when legislation things happen so that we're aware of that, so that he's really on top of that as things begin to change, because they have this in England as well. It's regulated, so there may come a time that this may happen. So when it is time for you to get a Reiki treatment, to tune up, reset, what do you look for in a Reiki practitioner?
I look for somebody who's fun, they're loving, they're caring, you can trust them. They're really true at heart. They're true to themselves, they're true to their practice, and they're very open and explain things along the way, make you as comfortable as possible. And that's what I really enjoy with you. Like everything that's along the way, it's been so informative, so fun, so loving, so open.
Oh, thank
There's
you.
not been a time where I really have not understood things or had a bad time. And so I really enjoy that. I really enjoy, the positive, loving,
Yeah.
experience and atmosphere.
Mhm.
Um, and the liveliness too. That's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
to just being
Yeah.
lively and
Yeah. And
smiling and having a good time.
right, right. When Burgundy came to me, she was so excited, and she went out and got all the books. She had all the books. She was so eager and learning and highlighting things. So she's very studious with it, and, practicing and trying out different things. So I liked how you were able to just try out different things. And I recall there was a way I showed you how to do something, and you were like, you know what, I did this, and I don't think I like it. And I'm, well, don't do it. It's okay. I showed it to you. It's a tool for your toolbox. It's like, you know what? I don't like
Mhm.
this crescent wrench. I don't want to use this today. That's what
Yeah.
that is, and make it your own. And but she was trying to follow it. I'm like, you know what? Put the manual aside. You got this. Everything you have is in you. This is your true authentic nature. And if it doesn't feel good, don't. There's another way to do it. And if it's not shown, you can make up your own. It's your intention with it. Um, yeah. So those are some qualities. Just everyone's going to be different. They're gonna. We could take the same class together. Like Millie and I have taken, multiple classes together, and we are both going to walk away with some differences with it. I might really enjoy something, and she's like, yeah, that wasn't for me. And we're going to do things different ways when our clients are on the table, but we learn from the same two teachers. And that's perfectly fine. That's make us unique. And that client's going to come to us because, they resonate with us. And that's perfectly fine. So, what advice would you give someone who is just coming and entering this profession? They found Reiki, they're curious, and they want to begin that first step on their journey. So, what advice would you have for them?
I would say trust your intuition, definitely a big one, especially when looking for a Reiki teacher to learn from, or a place, whether it be online or a place to go. Definitely trust your intuition. Not everybody is for everybody. Definitely, doing your own research, like I said, trusting your own intuition, going off of what you feel is right is definitely the big thing. And kind of, I guess, look into things, definitely, like the full spectrum of things before you get into it, or just jump in head first, because there is people out there that will say things that just want money, or that may not necessarily know what they're doing. So I definitely say that find someone reliable, teacher wise, like you or Millie or somebody else that's been in the field for a while and actually is familiar with the environment and familiar with everything to be able to make your time and experience as best as possible, I guess I could say. Just definitely don't just blindly go out and just say, okay, I'm going to pick this teacher and I'm just going to go do it. Definitely look into
Right.
who you're going to, have as a teacher, because they're going to be a part of your life, the rest of your life, the rest of your Reiki journey,
Right.
that they're going
Right.
to be a part, they're going to be there with
Right.
you. So,
Right. And this is why we kind of frame this in Ready Set Reiki as a journey, because it really is. You're taking steps along the way. You may
mhm.
have that first teacher, second teacher, and they're all a part of this path with you in this journey. And it's super important when you pick teachers. There is so much on the internet out there of these classes that, be a Reiki master for $14.95. Well, that's a beautiful thing to have as a resource, but you really need to get to do the work and meet with that teacher, because that is a lifelong relationship. I don't think Millie and
Yes.
Millie, with Linda and Mia, I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of us.
Mm.
So, so they're really embedded in our journey there. And so, we frequently go back, ask them questions, connected. They cheer us on. We've had
Mhm.
them on. So it's really important to have that resource there instead of just taking, one little class, being in a classroom with other people to work,
Yes.
be online together, practice together. You can build these relationships and connections because, like I said, Millie and I, we started together in a class, and then here we are on Ready Set Reiki. So, and it just happened to,
Mhm.
you know what? We're curious. We love to learn, and we just want to, learn from other people as well. So we're learning too. And also coming
Mhm.
back to retaking some classes. So I recently retook some classes I had before, and things changed a little bit. You wouldn't think, okay, well, it's Dr. Azui, things wouldn't change, but things have changed a little bit. Things have upgraded, right? The energy has upgraded. So it's
Mhm.
always good to go back and refine things and even learn from different teachers as well, because you may think, wow, that I really like the way she did that. I'm going to add that in. So my journey has been, I take a little bit from every teacher I learn from. And that's
Mhm.
also the same thing with yoga as well. I like the way this teacher did it. I like the way that. And then it's like I blend it all up and then I Tracyfy it. So so that's another way to do it. So yes, super important, good, great, that's great advice, and those just coming out or beginning their journey. So our next question is, what books do you recommend?
I have one really good one that has helped me. It's called The Art of Psychic Reiki. And what it is it's developing your intuitive and empathic abilities for energy healing. This
Okay,
is for people like me, especially who have, wait, if I can get to zoom
there you
in,
go.
who have the abilities that I have, you're intuitive or empath, and you're already dealing with a lot of energy coming in as it is. So helps you kind of control that and manage that and tie that in to make your Reiki practice that much more powerful, that much more positive. And this has really helped me in addition to my manuals, just because, like I said, with being an empath, I've been an empath my whole life. I've always
Yes.
felt things that other people haven't. I've always seen
Mhm.
and heard and been aware of things that other people haven't been.
Right.
And so with me, it's crazy enough. I've always been into this stuff, but never as a kid knew what the names of them, like what the feelings or what I was going through or
Right.
experiencing. And now as an adult and I know all these things, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been like that since I was a kid,
Right.
like, but definitely, this book for sure, The Art of Psychic Reiki, and it's by Lisa Campion, I think.
Okay.
And I can send you a picture of
For
it
sure.
so you have it.
Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
definitely, like I said, it's definitely helped me. It's like a step by step. It tells you how to like understand your gifts or what they are, how to incorporate it into your practice, and how to, make it the most positive experience possible for you and for the person you're working with. So I
Right.
definitely enjoyed that one. There's a bunch of other ones, but this one mainly stood out to me as
Right.
one I enjoyed, when I really, really enjoyed it.
Right. And I love that because, you took the manual and I had said, this is just a foundation and you're going to build off of it and grow from it,
Mhm.
and just reading and expanding your knowledge and getting that information. As a Reiki practitioner, we all have different gifts. We're all unique. So when you come to this experience, don't feel bad if like, oh my goodness, we interviewed someone who was a medical intuitive. I don't have that ability,
Mm,
but there are other people
yes.
that do. So know that you can have these different things. So don't beat yourself up because you're not clairvoyant or you can't do
Mhm.
this or that. Just show up, and it's that intention.
Yes.
You don't need to have these things. You don't even really need
Mhm.
to know. I tell students, if you don't want to work with the chakras, then don't do it. Just show up and
Yeah.
just be a part of the trust the process with it. The simplicity of the Reiki is going to work. It has that intelligence to it. So the all the extras is beautiful, and it's going to be right for that particular client. So know that is you're beginning, if you're that curious beginner, that there are lots of us out there with lots of different abilities, and just because you may not have it doesn't mean you can't do this. Just keep going and learning, and
Yes.
you'll find
Yes.
you're perfect. And our last
Yes.
question is, tell us some of the services you offer and how we can get in touch with you. How can our listeners find you?
Well, I have a Facebook and a website, and that information is on the Ready Set Reiki webpage. I sell organic and all natural aromatherapy and metaphysical infused products. They're all completely healthy, no bad ingredients, nothing harmful. They're safe for kids, adults, pets. I sell crystals and crystal jewelry. It's like a mix up of aromatherapy products and metaphysical products and accessories. And I do Reiki. I am a Usi Reiki practitioner and a crystal Reiki practitioner. I kind of incorporating it all into one business. But I have my website, my Facebook page. I have a bunch of stuff that I post on my Facebook page. I don't always get around to posting on the website, but I am always available for text, call, email, personal message. Any of those works any time of day. I'm pretty free and pretty open as far as, my schedule is for people contacting me. So yeah, any time you want to contact me for anything, whether it's interested in a product, a crystal, Reiki, anything. I'm here. I'm always here to help in any way I can, even if it's just for questions, even if you don't necessarily want anything. It's just, hey, I have a couple questions. What are these crystals for? What does this product do? Or, how does Reiki help? But just simple things like that. I'm glad to help with, just I don't want anybody to feel like they just have to reach out to me. They want to buy something, it just,
Yes.
if you want to just chat, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can just message
Right.
me and
Or
ask
do a
me and ask
Reiki
away.
share. You could do a Reiki share with someone.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're open to that. And also, she's located in Pennsylvania, but she does do distance Reiki sessions as well. And she's going to be doing her Crystal Reiki 3 master teachers. So she'll be doing that. And if people want to come to her for the Crystal Reiki, she would be able to do that 1 and 2 and 3 with people as well. So those are some of the services that she offers. Well, on our journey, this is the part where I say goodbye to you. I'll still be around at the end, but I'm going to pass it over to our other guy. But thank you so much for answering the questions. So, this part of the
No
journey,
problem.
we have questions from our social media that Millie is going to be asking you. So, I'm going to hand this over to Millie, who will guide you through the rest of the way through our journey of Ready, Set, Reiki.
Awesome. Thank
Oh, thank
you.
you, Tracy. That was beautiful in Burgundy. I really appreciate you
Thank you.
sharing with
Thank
us.
you.
I have to hear more about your beautiful family at some time too, because you're saying
Yes.
your father was really into Reiki. I just love that.
Yes.
I
So
remember
obviously,
working with her, and she was like, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm nervous. And she was working with her parents online. And then she said, my dad's a Reiki master. I'm like, well, that's perfect. Like, that's who you
yeah,
need to practice with.
yeah. Not only is it somewhat genetic, it's supported too. So if one of the
Yes.
things you came by was, people they really, they don't like what they don't know. They don't, they fear the unknown. And, to have a great foundation, especially in a familiar way that, can boost you up and maybe guide you along or just get you over the hump. So wonderful. So you're going to do so well in this. And I love your website. I like your
Thank you.
Facebook. I've every
Thank
time I
you.
get something from you on Facebook, I go out and I like to take a
Thank
peek at it.
you.
So, but I really, really, really appreciate that. And Tracy, I still appreciate that we refer to ourselves as guides, not hosts, because we're here to learn too. So every time we walk the path with you, we look down and see something that glows, that just takes all the attention away from what we're doing. We start off looking at that too. So it's been a great journey with Tracy and all of you. I really appreciate it. So let me as Tracy explained, our social media folks, they like to submit their own personal questions, and Tracy goes through them and boils it down to about 3. If we get others that we find to be just fascinating, we'll make sure we get them answered or incorporated into the program as well. But our first one for you, Burgandy, is when and how did you discover your healing abilities? So what I know you touched on some of that, but want to go a little bit more in
When I
depth with.
was about 4, I would say when I was about 4, I realized I was different. I realized that I could see things people don't see. I could hear things. I could pick up on things in the room that cannot be seen to the naked eye. I could walk into a room and immediately start feeling that person's energy, whether it be good, bad, in between. I was real. I had family that was spiritual and family that was religious and family that was not at all, that was atheist. So I kind of had a mix of all the things, all the experiences, and it kind of helped me figure out myself a little bit better. And I just had the confirmation from my spiritual side of the family, like, yes, this is normal, these things happen, it's completely fine. And I was reading Bible scripture out of the Bible at 4 years old. I was reading pages and pages out of the Bible when I was 4. So, and I had crystals when I was 4 years old. My grandmother would get me crystals, and, I would have spiritual experiences. And now looking back as an adult, I really realized that, I've had these gifts all along. It's just having the right people to acknowledge them gifts, say, yes, them are real. You're not crazy. This isn't just some, taboo thing that is coming out of nowhere. This is what it is, and this is how you handle it. And, I kind of, granted, I was able to be helped so far along the way, but in the end, it's still kind of your own journey. It's your own feelings and thoughts, and you have to get through and really figure yourself out. So I'm happy that as I'm an adult now, I kind of got things figured out to where I actually have 3 empath children who all have empathic abilities and can see spirits, can hear spirits, can feel presences of spirits. They take on other people's emotions just like I do. So for me, I'm happy to be able to guide them and help them through it in ways that I wasn't able to be helped. And their father is actually like empathic and intuitive as well. So it's kind of just, we're a big family of empaths, and it's kind of, it gets difficult. It gets difficult when you're bouncing off everybody's energy and you're kind of just picking up on everybody's vibes. And you're like, okay, well, I just got to go take a break in this room for a minute. Just stay there. But yep, since I was a little girl, definitely knew I was special. I was different from everybody else. Just my name alone put me different from everybody else. And it's just, oh my goodness, it's crazy. This is crazy to see how far I've come in life. Now being 28 from being 4, I never in a million years thought I'd be here, but I'm here just on this journey now, and I'm continuing, and I can't wait to pass it on to my children. That's my biggest goal in life, is to pass everything that I learn onto my own children so they can carry it with them and keep it going, keep the generations going with the information, because I don't want the information to die. I don't want them to forget anything. So I'm going to, help them as much as I can, inform them, and leave them everything that I have ever had as far as Reiki and crystals and everything, just so they can grow up and appreciate it and pass it on to their kids. And, at least You know, I can say I did that. I mean, if I had one goal in life, at least I'm passing on knowledge that can't be replaced. You know, once they learn it, and it's there forever and it's stuck. And that's one thing I do definitely feel good about, that I just didn't ignore my abilities and just kind of shut them out. And I embraced them and turned it into something.
Well, that's, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I wonder if she gets her Kleenex in bulk at one of the Sam's Clubs or something with so many, so many emotional ties in the family. But I really appreciate that, you feel that strongly about it, and you're guiding and developing your family and your children so they don't have the fear of the unknown.
Yes,
That you're giving them the
and they're
tools
open to it.
allowing them.
And that's what I enjoy, is I never force anything on my children. I always, give them the option. Here's this and here's that. Or you don't have to do either one of them, whatever you want to do. But they have been so interested in it since they were little. Like, they have their own sets of crystals, they have their own books, they have their own cards, they have their own, musical instruments for meditation and Reiki. They have all their own stuff, and they actually request things like that for holidays or birthdays. Hey, can I have some new crystals? So many things. And I'm grateful that they are embracing it and they don't fight against it. Like, they just willingly will come and just take my stuff, and they'll just take it and walk off with it. I'm like, okay, whatever, just take it as long as you put it back, but that's what I'm happy. I'm happy that they're at least receptive to it and they're not like shutting it out and they don't want nothing to do with it, which if they didn't, that would be totally fine. Like I said, that whatever they want to do, as long as they're happy, is what I'm looking forward to in life. Is happy kids and a happy life. And
that's fantastic that you all have that common, strength and bond there between all of you in, like I said, a familial situation. Because I love when I'm a very family oriented person. I know Tracy is, and that means almost everything to us, so fantastic. I applaud you for developing that and giving them the choices.
Yes,
I've
I'm
always said that.
thankful.
Yeah.
Me and their father are actually twin flames. So I have a strong feeling like we were all together at some point in the past. Like, I've spoken to other mediums and other people that are very spiritual, guides and teachers. And they've both confirmed, like, me and my husband's souls are very old, where we are definitely twin flames, and that we might have soul ties. Our family, where our children came back to us, which is really cool. So I feel like the universe has a weird way of working, but it works itself out. And I feel like in the end, you're meant to be with who you're meant to be with. I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's been working with me for 12 years. So I'm thankful for that.
Well, that's for 12 years. My goodness. So
Yes.
you grew up together.
Yes, as kids.
Second time, third time, and who knows how many lifetimes passed.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So the next question I have for you, because I'm reading it and I'm like, wow, I can't wait to hear this answer. What are some ways you have seen energy work help people? So
I've seen, go ahead.
No, I was going to say,
Okay.
and from your perspective.
I've seen it help personally with me with Reiki that I've done on other people, family members, strangers, whatever. I've helped with pain, like actual physical pain in the body, physical pain points that the problems eased up and eventually resolved themselves. I've helped anxiety and depression and major stress. I've seen it help people to a point where they can step back out of the environment they're in and just really take the moment to just think about something other than what's going on. Like, for example, the meditation, the guided visual meditations, I find them really helpful for people that have a lot of mental health or anxiety, depression, anger, even stress. It really helps you come back to earth. It really just puts you in a spot to where I don't have to think about bills. I don't have to think about, my living situation, whatever it is. I can just go on a walk in my head. It's just a peaceful trip to where I can get away. And I've had so many positive compliments on that, is that the visual meditation, it really helps people, just get out of their own toxic headspace, the people that do come to me for some mental issues. And I guess the biggest one that people come to me for is pain. Like there's been numerous amounts of people with pain in all different types of areas, whether it was external and internal pain, and me just helping jumpstart their body's healing process. They're telling me, man, instantly, like, wow, this hurts way less. Or yeah, I feel that heat or that cold or that tingling. That's so weird. Like, how does that even happen? And, then I talk to them days later and they're like, yeah, I feel so much better. My pain's way less, I can actually function and do things that I need to do. And even for me, I guess, I've also helped people with like postpartum, struggling with postpartum things that, that's a big one that's really hard to overcome and can be on many levels of, I guess, minor to major. And I feel like I've had nothing but positive feedback from what it has done for people, which makes me feel really good. Like I said, pain being the most. And then I feel like a lot of mental issues, like after that, as far as the falling under depression, anxiety, stress, anger. I have to say that close second after that. But I am thankful that they did say that it helped them, or it was starting to help them. And so I know that it's working. And I tell people, like, you have to be open-minded, just be open-minded, believe, trust yourself, trust your feelings. Only you are going to know how you feel at the end of the day. And just, let me know any way that I can possibly help you. I'll help you whatever way I can. And if I can't help you, I will send you to somebody who can help you, and I always ask in the sessions, I always ask for people to come in, the guides, Dr. Uzi, the archangel. I always ask everybody to come in and help. So I know that I'm using all my resources that I possibly can to help that person first, before I just give up and say, okay, I can't do this, and I go to somebody else. I am learning. It's a still learning process, but you just kind of, I feel like if you go with the flow and you just go with your intuition and you just really listen to people, that you'll really understand, I think, how to help more. And that's what I like doing. I like to listen and ask people, okay, well, what really is bothering you? Like, actually sit and think to yourself, what is bothering you? What is affecting you? And then I tell them that the Reiki, it's not generalized to one area. It helps you as a whole. It helps kickstart your body as a whole, your healing process. I said, so, it'll go to where it's needed first, but then afterwards, it'll kind of just do the rest of what it needs to do. And I know firsthand it works, because for me, I suffer with pain from bearing 3 children. My back is like, I've always had back issues, and suffer from carrying children, having children. And I Reiki myself every day. When my back hurts, my knees hurt, my neck hurts, I send Reiki to myself. I Reiki myself. I'll take a minute, take a break to myself. I'll Reiki myself. Or if my kids get hurt on something throughout the day, or my husband hurts himself, I'll Reiki them. I just try to help as much as possible. And I try to make sure that I'm positive with it. I feel like if you're in a positive mind state, your energy healing is going to work a lot better, versus if you're distracted and you're not really in the zone. I feel like whenever I can kind of separate myself from everybody and help as an individual, like individually, it really works better. I feel I see people more receptive to it, versus, if you're distracted and all over the place. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but I'm just,
I can appreciate it, because I too really enjoy, I enjoy it because I really like the people that I meet and the people that I work with, and feeling and personally healing with them. So it's been a great journey for me. I don't want to overuse that word, but it's beautiful. And if you're rambling, you got the spirit. So You're excited,
Yep.
you're engaged, you've got the spirit, and there is, don't ever let anybody tell you there's anything wrong with that. It's a beautiful
Yes.
thing, and that's why people come to you. They're drawn to that type of energy. They need the positivity in their lives. They want to believe in the practitioner they're working with, and you're embracing it, and you're being able to, you know, really enjoy the process of healing it with them is just something that I can't even tell people, makes a big difference. It's like when we go to the doctor and they're so far removed from us, they have to
Yes.
actually chart and they can't even pronounce our name. And you think, oh, but then you get that
Yes.
doctor who comes in and they're smiling and happy and, really seem interested in you. And all of a sudden you feel better. Even if
Yes.
you're not. So it's really a wonderful, wonderful thing, Burgundy. And our third question is, what are some of the common reasons people come to see you? Which is interesting. You answered several of those
Yeah.
as we were talking, but how would you sum that up?
I would say out of the main one, I feel like that everybody comes to me for is pain. I feel like because a lot of people, they hurt in some type of way. It's just the everyday wear and tear on our bodies, and we all don't necessarily take care of ourselves in the way we should because we don't necessarily have the time, or we're busy, or we just forget or things, and we really don't slow down to take care of ourselves in the way that we should. And pain, especially among the hardworking people, is one thing I see the most. And then the second thing I'd have to say, since the pandemic, is there is a lot of mental health issues going on among not only children, among adults, young adults, elderly adults, everything in between. Somebody, it seems like, is coming to me for some type of mental health issue, whether it be, like I said, anxiety, depression, anger, stress, just generally not being able to cope with things anymore. It's, in a way, it's unfortunate, but you feel like as long as you're able to do everything you possibly can to help that person, and in your heart, in your soul, you're helping that person every way you can, and you're giving it your all to try to make that person have a better life experience while here on earth, I feel like that helps. And like I said, I have no problem. Like if I use all my resources and I can't help the person the way that I feel like they need to be helped, I will go to someone who is above me, like Tracy or you, or somebody that I know is more well equipped to help people that may be a little too far affected for my healing reach. Just at least if I could impact them in some type of way and make it better, I would still, just say, hey, I really recommend you going to this person because they may be able to help the more serious underlying issues that I may not be able to help with. But I definitely feel like everybody that I have helped so far has had a positive impact and really enjoyed the experience, and really, start to believe once they felt it work. I feel like some of them were skeptical a little at first, like they asked questions, wanted to be informed as much as possible, but once they actually had the experience for themselves and I touched base with them like later on, they're like, yes, this is actually working. This is crazy. Like, how does this even happen? Or how does this work? And like, you just have to believe, just have to trust in your body's own abilities. You're stronger than what you believe and what you think and what you're taught. You're a very strong individual and you're very strong inside, and you just need that extra push, that extra jump start to get you going. And as long as you stay taking care of yourself, you'll be good to go. You'll be a lot better than, you would be if you just, I guess, be someone like I used to. You just think you're tough and you're strong and you can handle it all. I'm just going to push away the pain. I'm just going to push away the stress or push away everything. And I'm just going to eat it up and I'm just going to keep pushing and keep trucking throughout my day. Well, eventually it catches up to you and to when you're absolutely drained. And I no longer do that to myself. As a mother, I feel like us mothers do that a lot. We push ourselves to the point of absolute exhaustion, and we don't take time for ourselves to reboot and recharge unless it's super early in the morning when kids are napping, or super late in the afternoon, like after everybody's already in bed. So definitely from my personal experience and personal experience of others, take care of yourself. Just if you need a break, take that break. If you need that stress relief, that walk, that whatever it is, just do it. It'll benefit your physical body, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual health. It'll benefit it all a lot, especially with the pandemic and so much things going on with that. I feel like nature helps. Get out in nature more, take your kids out in nature more, be one with nature, because in the end of the day, nature is what everybody pulls from to get that healing energy, to grow the food you grow, to, drink the water you drink. And it just all ties in together. So definitely like when people take care of themselves, like, or if I see them saying, hey, I'm taking the initiative to do these things you said that would help me, help my pain get better, help my stress. And that brings me joy as a practitioner. It brings me joy to see what I'm doing pay off and help people. I don't even care, like, I tell people all the time, like, I'm not the person who cares about like money or materialistic things. Like, I'm just generally here to help. Like, I just want to spread love. I want to spread positive energy. I want to help as many people as I can, because I know at least if I do that, my time on earth isn't wasted. It's not wasted. It's not taken for granted. I can help spread as much love as I can, pass it on to my children, who will pass it on to their children, and so on. And, I'll live forever. Like, I will truly, my spirit, my soul will live forever within my family and within their families. And so I guess kind of just bringing everything full circle, I really enjoy doing all this. And, I'm looking forward to becoming a crystal Reiki master teacher and a Usi Reiki master teacher. I'm really looking forward to that. So, when my kids get a little bit older, I can pass that information on to them, and, they can really grow with it too. And I'm super thankful for you guys.
That's really beautiful. I'm motivated just listening to you. And I know Tracy and I, sometimes we struggle. I'll speak for myself. You struggle with the needs of a client, and don't ever poo-poo Western medicine as well, because I tell people we are in addition to, or an enhancement of, and I want to get you to where you want the healing, you accept the healing process, and you're going to allow yourself to heal with the tools that you've been given. Because I've been there, done that. I was a client long before I was a practitioner, and it brought me to the place where I wanted to share those gifts and blessings with others. So, well, thank you, Bergandy. That's what I have for this portion of the, hopefully maybe later on down the line, we could bring you back and you can tell us of all the beautiful things that you've been doing and journey to. And Tracy, I'm gonna, I'll depend on you to fill me in on some of that, and I'll be looking forward to seeing more about you, Bergandy, on your Facebook page site. But thank you.
Thank you.
Tracy, I'm going to turn it back to you, dear.
All right. Thank you, Bergandy, for coming on to Ready, Set, Reiki. And what I loved about your journey is that you have such a nice family support behind you. That is often rare that we have found in our journey in this Ready, Set, Reiki world. So what a blessing to have that beautiful foundation and supportive family. And then, you're passing that on to your children. So how beautiful is that? So you're keeping that goodness going. So thank you so much. So in this part of our section, I pass it back over to Millie, who's going to wrap it up with her tagline.
Okay. One of the things I try to also impart to everybody I meet, that, to find beauty in everything is a choice. So please choose wisely. And thank you so much, Tracy. It's been an honor and a privilege today. And I'm so happy that we got together.
So this has been Ready, Set, Reiki. I am guide number 1, Tracy Searight.
And guide number 2, Millie Pampina.
And you can find us on www.ReadySetReiki.com and find us on social media. So thank you so much. This has been Ready, Set, Reiki.